is CULLAN MAIS of the Central Club podcast, the dumbest man in captivity. No, you know who it is. The intrepid Derek Delboy Diablo. Diablo TV. Like and subscribe. Do things you're supposed to do. Now then, he done the things he was supposed to do. But when somebody is operating at an antiquated or lower grade of software than another individual, well then the results will speak for themselves in the long term, will they not? So this Cullen chap, right? He just makes some new videos about me, so I'm starting a new series against him, and it's only getting bigger. Now you got this new video that just came out from the Savage audits with me, with the Tommy footage, and then you got the new podcast with Kester One goes into it, talk about how, multi-million-dollar boxing matches on the table, and they got, they actually won't do it. Bum bum. Then you got a new film that's coming out that they were filming of me. Wait till you see this one that's coming out. So, thing about it is, with his Cullen chap, right? Is he the dumbest man in captivity? Thing about it is, to some people, not even super advanced political science, but like high school level political science is a bunch of random facts. Like, he knows a lot of stuff, but it's all like a bunch of random facts. He's like a Dim from Clockwork Orange without the violent, tough side of it. He's just the dumb side, big oaf, typically speaking dumb oaf, and his brain's fried from heroin. You look at him and Tommy, Stephen Yaxley, Dummy Robinson, and Cullen, Central Club podcast. We're inextricably linked, the three of us, and we're generally bound by a lot of the same stuff: thuggery, violence, gangsterdom, street culture, drugs, hooliganism, UK British culture. And you could just look at it. The Cullen's a heroin addict, the other one's a cocaine addict, and the Tommy's a cocaine addict, and me, I'm into shamanistic compounds, entheogens, hallucinogens to some, and we embody it. So that's, a protest and rioting and racial tension and extreme politics and stuff. That's, what more could be the embodiment of the protest and the rioting and giving speeches and cocaine, And then this Cull, what does he like to do? Sit in a room and get junked out and smack and stuff, and then makes sense. He likes to be in a room and use those charms he learned by being a junkie and stuff. Because a voice against adversity. Yeah, you do the same gangster content that everybody else did, but they can't do it. But you doing it like it's doing it good. So the thing about it is, if you want to host a political debate, far left and far right, if you want to participate in one, well, you should know the basics, like Marxism versus Marxism-Leninism, Maoism. This is basic. This is high school stuff. This is not like super advanced. But if somebody doesn't even know if they just think communism, leftism, there's just like one big thing. Right wing is more singular. Right wing is easier to understand, and Adolf Hitler said it, in the sense that that you have to keep the message simple. Whereas the leftism is infinitely complex. You call people lefties and left wing. It's like the Tommy Robinson himself, the Yaxley. He doesn't realize the schizophrenic rhetoric he's saying. At one point he says, Antifa or the modern black shirts, because I see where he's got that from. It's like a less advanced version of American right-wing politics. You know what I mean? Which I watch. So that these guys are the anti-fascists, or really the fascists. Okay, so then you must be anti-fascist. Tommy Robinson must be anti-fascist. He says that Antifa are the real fascists. So if you're fighting Antifa, and they're the real fascists, then you're anti-fascist. But then he also says, why would I want to know about Antifa? It's a bunch of blue-haired freaks. Okay, so which one is it? Is it the black shirts? So, fascist stormtroopers, the original from Mussolini? Or is it blue-haired freaks? Or is it both at the same time? Wow. Imagine how powerful that could be if you had a bunch of Nazi fascist level shock troops and violent capability, and with a movement of people that are considered blue-haired freaks and not threatening, all as one. Wow, is that what Antifa is? Well, let me see where let me dust off my membership card, you know what I mean? So that, how do you have a conversation with somebody who doesn't understand the statement, communism has never happened? It's quite simple. You don't look in, you don't know, this is not hard to research. You don't take my word for it. Socialism has happened, but this communism that Karl Marx spoke of, again, the difference of Marxism, Leninism, and Marxism. Marxism never occurred. What do you mean Marxism? Karl Marx never led any revolution. His system and his theory, it's a philosophy to me. It never happened. This idea of communism. To explain it quickly, move on, to at least give you one thing, Cull. Golly, don't be as dumb as Chum and a walking damn marshmallow with a tin can with a peanut in there. You're moving around for the rest of your life. Educate yourself. Craig, now then. World feudalism gave to the 4 stages, right? So let's say you go from world feudalism, you go to world capitalism, what we're in now. Then it goes to world socialism. Then the final stage is world communism, where nations will disappear and everything like that. So it sounds a lot like anarchism. And the thing is, nobody's ever seen it before, nobody's ever done it before, and nobody's aiming for it. Nobody's trying to do this one world system of communism like that's going to be no nations involved anymore. Nobody knows what it is. It never happened. It wasn't until Vladimir Lenin came along and took the theory and then created the vanguardism, and then we have the history of socialism, but communism, whatever you call it, but socialist countries governed by communist parties. China, North Korea, Cuba. They're not communist countries. They're socialist countries governed by a communist party. We've never seen communism. We don't know what it is, but we do loosely call countries that. So, and then the history of Antifascist Action, Antifascistische Aktion, and the Rote Front Kampfbund, and this is part of the German Communist Party, but then you have the National Bolsheviks, what I evolved into. So, in the interwar period, all the groups there, Weimar Republic, like, how do you have a political debate with somebody who doesn't know the basics of politics? So, those two guys are peas in a pod, because you got Tommy, who's reasonably intellectual or reasonably clever in some ways, not effective as a leader, effective to wind people up and make his side lose and get in trouble, not effective at accomplishing anything, has the opposite effect, really. And all the time he's been around, he's harmed the cause of British whites, or traditional British culture, whites and blacks, everybody who believes in traditional British culture. I'm helping the cause of traditional British culture more than Tommy Robinson is, because I'm non-white, I'm from a different country, I'm anti-fascist, I'm anti-racist, I'm left-wing, and I'm saying, no, the British culture is the best, and to be a British person, it means this, this, and this. So, is CULLAN MAIS the dumbest man in captivity? Well, on the front of political science, he's about as good as, I don't know, a middle school person who hasn't studied political science yet. But maybe if he studies this, he'll get a couple pointers.